Good morrow, scholars. Welcome back to Survive the Night. I have Artemis here with me. He's laying down on my bed. He's such a cute puppy. I say that, but he's like 12 years old. Isn't that right? He's a good boy. Anyway, before I forget, I just mentioned it in the last video, but I'm going to mention it here too in case I was, watching one and not the other. Last year, for the month of October, I watched remakes of horror movies, and then I watched the originals to compare them. You know how a lot of people say remakes aren't nearly as good as the originals? My friend Miga, who gave me this idea for watching horror movies the entire month of October, suggested it, and we wanted to see if maybe the reason people like the original so much is because they saw them first. Now me, I never watched horror movies growing up, if I could avoid it. So, yeah. Anyway, I found like a lot of them, I liked the remakes better. Not because of like effects or anything like that. A lot of them I like better. The only one that sticks out in my mind that I like the original better than the remake was the original Halloween. That one was way better, I think. Because, well, let's not get into that. Anyway, let me know if you think I should continue with that and watch movies that have remakes, or if there's a different theme that I could have. Like I mentioned, watching all the movies that are like demon related, or maybe I could watch all sorts of movies that are set in a haunted house or something along those lines. Wow, 2 minutes talking about that. Anyway, sorry about that. I should have thought about that. I don't know what I was thinking. Anywho, we are in chapter 19, page 192, which I don't mind too much. My scream echoes around me, magnified by the stone walls and still water. My friends call out, but I can't make out what they're saying. Static fills my head, blocking my brain with a steady stream of white noise. Is that a movie? This can't be happening. It's another hallucination. But Aya stares up at me, her eyes clouded and bloodshot and real. Her blue-tinted skin is close enough to touch. The phone in my hand flickers off, leaving me in the dark with Aya's ruined body. Fear races over my skin. Casey? Woody shouts. My friend splash toward me. I think dimly that I should move. Run, maybe, or at least turn Woody's phone on so I can see if Aya's body has floated away. But I can't move. A tangle of emotions hits me all at once. I want to grab Aya by the shoulders and shake her until she wakes up. But then I think of the wild, hateful thing I saw behind her eyes, and I feel the stinging cut she left on my cheek. I forgot about that. It makes me want to put as much distance between myself and her body as possible. I stumble backward, grabbing for the wall to keep myself from slipping. I feel claustrophobic, like the tunnels are shrinking all around me. There's nowhere to run. We're trapped down here, trapped with this thing that's killing us off one by one. I see the ragged stump of Aya's body, burned on the insides of my eyelids. Bright red blood, skin shredded like paper, intestines floating in the murky water. I feel sick. She'd been ripped in half. Something tore her body in half. This is a gruesome book all of a sudden. I'm glad we stuck with it, because it was kind of touch and go for a moment. No person could have done that. I squeezed my eyes shut, but she's waiting behind my closed eyelids. I see those icy blue pupils and flinch, remembering how she scratched me. Aya wouldn't have done that. It was like something else was controlling her, like she was possessed. Speaking of demonic, Sam grabs my shoulders and spins me around. He finds my hand and tugs the phone away from my fingers. A bright light shines on my face. I cringe backward, blinking. Casey? Sam shakes me. I hear the terror in his voice. Casey, what is it? What did you see? I try to speak, but I can't think of what to say. I think of the neon blue eyeliner winging away from Aya's brown eyes, and a sob bubbles up from my throat. Something ripped her body apart. We can't outrun it or hide from it. Aya's final words echo through my head. We're gonna die. We're gonna die, I whisper, out loud. I watch Sam's eyes widen, mirroring the horror I feel. We're gonna die, I scream. I'm not good at emoting. My whole body trembles, legs, arms, everything. Sam's fingers tighten around my shoulders, but I can't stop screaming. I need to warn them. I need to make them understand. We're gonna die. We're gonna die. Again, I apologize. There's something over here, Shana says. Sam tosses Woody the phone, and he aims the light over the algae-covered bricks in black water. Sam puts a hand on my shoulder and pulls me to his chest. I bite back a scream and breathe deep. He cups the back of my head with one hand, smoothing down my hair. My hysteria cools to a low, flickering panic. I sink into him, watching Woody and Shana over his shoulder. I know they found Aya's body when Woody's back goes rigid. He levels his light at something bobbing in the water and releases a strangled, desperate gasp. Holy! Beep. He hisses. He jerks the light away, but not before illuminating Aya's mutilated corpse. A fresh sob tears through me. Sam tightens his grip on my shoulders to keep me from collapsing. Oh. I feel sick. Sam pulls me to his chest, hugging me so tightly that it feels like my ribs might splinter. Which might be preferable to everything else that's happened. Oh. Yeah. He says again, his voice shaking. He buries my face in my shoulder. Okay, I read that right. I feel his ragged breath against my neck. That sounds good. I have this thing about personal space. Shana tries to move around Woody. He twists, blocking Aya's body from her view. Don't, he warns, his voice barely a whisper. You don't want to see her. The muscles of Shana's back tighten. Get out of my way, Woody, she says, her voice cold. Woody swallows, then moves aside. Shana freezes. She's facing away from me, so I don't see her expression. But it's like the life drains from her body. Her knees buckle and her shoulders drop. She falls to her knees, grimy water sloshing around her hips. Shana? Woody grabs her by the arms and drags her back to her feet. Beep! It! Shana screams. She beats at his chest with her fists, but Woody doesn't let go. Beep! It, Aya, what did you do? It wasn't her fault, I say, but my voice is quiet. Shana's face crumples and she sinks into Woody's arms. What could have done this? She whispers, but Woody just shakes his head. I don't know, he says. The crescent-shaped claw flashes into my head, its serrated edge crusted with blood. Could she have found that after I had already been killed? I'd completely forgotten what happened in the last chapter, and the one before that, but regardless. I jerk away from Sam. We have to go. Sam's hand freezes on the back of my head. What? We have to run. My voice sounds ragged. I imagine the giant claw ripping into my stomach, shredding my skin. We have to go, now. I splash across the tunnel. My heart thuds in my chest. I think of the ripples spreading over the surface of the water. The rat suddenly racing into the darkness. A human being couldn't have done that to Aya's body. It was vicious. Monstrous. Horror grips my chest. Something's here, I yell. Run! I grab Shana's hand and drag her down the tunnel with me. She stumbles and I yank on her arm, pulling her up again. Sam and Woody tear after us. Their panting breath echoes off the walls, and water splashes around our legs. The water rises higher, slushing up past my knees and then my thighs. I force my legs forward. Blood pounds at my temples. What could it be? Mickey, what are you doing? The light from Woody's cell phone bounces over the walls, illuminating graffiti and mold. But this isn't normal graffiti. There's no words scrawled across the bricks, no messages or gang signs. They're just symbols. Strange, alien symbols. I stare up at them, and my horror sharpens. Pain slices through my leg. One of my shoes slips from my feet. I hesitate. Shana tightens her fingers around my hand. Hey, what's up? It's okay, Artemis. Hurry, she hisses. I kick off the other shoe because you want to be level when running away. I lurch forward, my knee throbbing. Water sprays my chest and neck and seeps through my shirt. The tunnel veers to the left. Woody charges ahead of us, then skids to a stop. He spins around, swearing. Water sloshes at his hips. Uh-oh. What was that? He hisses. Don't stop. Shana drops my hand and pushes the hair back from her forehead. I collapse against the wall next to her, struggling to catch my breath. Sam doubles over, panting. We have to keep going, I say. Woody clutches his cell phone in front of him. The light makes eerie shadows across his pale skin and wide eyes. His wet t-shirt clings to his chest. I heard something. He raises a trembling finger and points down the tunnel. Over there. We all turn. A perfect sea of oily black stretches behind us. Woody aims the light down the tunnel. Our shadows loom long over the dark water. The sound of our ragged breathing bounces off the walls. There's nothing there, Shana says. The light in Woody's hand flickers off. Darkness rushes in around us. Shana inhales sharply and Sam swears under his breath. Beep! Woody shouts. My phone! Something grabbed my phone. Did you... Beep? You can see that? Sorry. Uh-oh. How long is this chapter? Okay, that's a little bit too long. Wow, that was a short chapter. What are you talking about? Shana backs into me, groping for my hand. Something grabbed my beeping phone, he insists. It reached into my hand and took it. There's no one here, Sam says, but he doesn't sound so sure. Something flickers under the water. I frown, taking a step closer. Seconds creep past, and I feel my friends growing nervous around me. Shana clears her throat. Woody swears. Quiet, I murmur. I hold my breath, waiting. Casey? Sam starts, maybe we should. Woody's phone screen flashes back on, just for a second, when it hits the bottom of the tunnel. It illuminates something round and thick. I squint. The surface is mottled in gray. It looks like an old tire. The tire twitches, then unfurls, veins ripple along its rubbery flesh. Curled spikes line the gray scales, each as long as a kitchen knife. I stumble backward, my heart beating in my ears. It's a tentacle. This had better not be something to do with Cthulhu. I will be upset. The tentacle moves beneath the water like an eel, and I realize I can't see where it's coming from or where it ends. The phone blinks off again, leaving us in darkness. Dun 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 dun. That was an inappropriate sound effect. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and leave this one here since it's pretty short. And then the next one's going to be about 20-something minutes, and I don't feel like being here for about 45 because you know me. So sorry for 2 short chapters and a lot of nothingness, I guess. But yeah, let me know if you can think of any good horror movies, and I'll let you know what I decide. Probably the last day of September. I'm going to try and plan out the whole thing. Anywho, until next time, goodbye everybody, and good luck.